Our coverage continues here from TwitchCon today. On the business side, understanding what all of this means for business, and to help me in our next segment is going to be Matt from Capcom. Matt, good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Welcome to TwitchCon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
You having fun so far?
Oh, definitely. Always love to show off some Street Fighter V.
Absolutely. Street Fighter V is obviously what everybody is excited about. Do you prefer to go by Matt DZ, by the way, or just?
That's my gamer handle, but
okay.
You can just call me Matt Dahlgren. It's perfectly fine.
All right, there you go. So anyway, everyone's obviously totally pumped about this game. What are you showing off here at TwitchCon?
So we have the latest playable build. So we have 12 characters thus far. Our core roster is going to be 16, so we still have 4 more to show. But everyone's eating it up. Everyone's on the show floor playing the game, and the feedback we've received has been super positive, so we're all super pumped.
Obviously, a huge community has been built around Street Fighter over the years. In recent years, you know, seeing things like EVO and other tournaments that have the Capcom Cup, other things have promoted that aspect of it. But just as a brand, the culture and the community around this thing for so long now has been developing. How do you view the Street Fighter community in your mind compared to other gaming communities?
Well, for me, like the Street Fighter community or the wider fighting game community has been integral to my career. It's pretty much why I got into the gaming industry, and some of my long-standing friends have come from this community. So it is a very tight-knit group that are all very passionate about fighting games. There's a certain personality type that these games just really synergize with. So I really feel like it's been really important to me. I know it's going to be very important to other people, and I think Street Fighter V is really going to be a catalyst that's going to help us grow. And I think now is the time for really the fighting game community to have the spotlight shine directly on them, and we're definitely going to surprise people in the next few years.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to those surprises as always. Esports is a huge part of gaming now, not just one particular genre. We've seen Street Fighter as a franchise partake in a variety of different types of esporting events. Where does that rank on the priority scale for Capcom and Street Fighter in terms of being visible, facilitating events, and being active in the esports community?
So it's a huge priority for us, and really Street Fighter V is the first Street Fighter game that's been created with esports in mind. We've recently launched the Capcom Pro Tour. That's our competitive league destination for competitive Street Fighter. We're on our 2nd season right now. We're going through tremendous growth. Even on this 2nd season, we pretty much doubled in size compared to what we did on the 1st season. Everything leads up into the Capcom Cup that takes place in December. We have a huge infrastructure that takes place throughout the course of the year. We've got 32 spots up for grabs at the Capcom Cup, 16 premier events where if someone wins one of those, they automatically qualify for the Capcom Cup. We're also partnered with over 40 events globally that are ranking events where we give out ranking points to the top 8 participants. We track all of those at CapcomProTour.com. That determines the next 15, and then we invite the previous year's champ. So we're definitely on the rise. We've got a truly globally minded league that hits people throughout the world. And this December at Capcom Cup is going to be the first time a fighting game player walks away with a 6-figure paycheck from a single win. So we're definitely growing, and we're just getting started. The best is yet to come.
It does pay to play video games. We know this by now. Now, obviously, we're here at TwitchCon. Twitch plays a big role in the presentation of a particular game. What is Capcom's approach to dealing with influencers? The Influencer Orchestration Network here, ION, bringing the stream to us today, is all about connecting brands with those types of content producers. What is the internal mindset about the importance of that?
So Twitch as a whole has been probably the #1 catalyst that has helped esports rise throughout the last 4 to 5 years. And that's been a huge initiative for us at Capcom. We actually hired on Nidal Krasan, he's also known as Hans in the community. He's one of the best live streamers that's out there. We hired him specifically for his knowledge with live stream broadcasting. He's the one that forges all of our relationships, that manages all of the broadcasts on the Capcom Pro Tour. And Twitch is a huge partner of Capcom. We're actually 50-50 partners with the Capcom Pro Tour, so it's not just a Capcom effort, it's a Capcom and Twitch effort. So they're making the right moves when it comes to esports, and the rest of the publishers are paying attention, and they're growing up that aspect of their business. So Twitch and live stream is absolutely essential to gaming nowadays.
Yeah, and we see a lot of metrics being flown around regarding viewership and also just, content that's actually consumable. How does Capcom measure success when it comes to their relationships with Twitch streamers?
So, well, we definitely track all of the metrics across the board for any of our Capcom Pro Tour events, and we've been on the rise. So like we look at like total number of uniques, the amount of time spent on it overall. There's a tremendous amount of reach when it comes to dealing with live streamers, and we're paying attention to the ones that are out there pushing our products, and we'd like to work with them more. And better yet, we work with them on the Capcom Pro Tour. So we hire them out to handle some of our broadcasts. It's a very integral part of our strategy.
Obviously, competition is core to the Street Fighter brand. Other games, you know, they can have a lot of things to stream if you're talking about an MMO or a really long single-player game. What is the focal point in terms of content that you want to see people contributing to and also sharing in a forum like Twitch?
So I would just say gameplay. Like a game like Street Fighter, it takes a lifetime to master. There's always something.
I've mastered it.
Yeah,
it's done.
And there's always something new to learn, and you can. So the rise of live streaming has allowed a lot of these professional players to be able to go out there and train people, give them tips and tricks. There's a reason to watch them. We can provide commentary on top of match footage. So really, this higher level of accessibility on competitive play is a tool for all of these other players to really up their game. So yeah, it's very important.
And community involvement goes beyond just the actual playing of the game. There's always the character roster, there's the post-launch characters, there's things like that. How involved are you with the community to make decisions that actually impact the content of the game?
So Capcom is very in tune with our community, and we pay very close attention to the changes that we need to make to the game. I would say, so like a couple years ago, we ran a poll for character popularity. That was our #1 resource for choosing the roster for Street Fighter V. So we're listening to their opinions, and their opinions matter. Also, Ultra Street Fighter 4 was the first time our company really opened up and spoke to the community directly as to what changes they wanted to see made into the game. We did a huge online forum, we did a huge poll, collected all the data, we went through it, took their suggestions, and as a result, Ultra Street Fighter 4 was deemed by the community to be the most balanced iteration of the game. So by respecting your fans, you have to respect your fans. They're why we are in this business to begin with, and their voice matters, and by paying attention to their voice and making changes that they're going to like, it's going to serve you better in the long run. Guaranteed.
As things get bigger and bigger in the gaming industry and more communication, especially on a platform like Twitch, continues to take place, does it get harder for you to decipher those statistics or to be able to actually collect those statistics as well? Because there's a lot more noise happening as well right now.
So I would say yes, there's a lot more noise, but at the same time, it's very easy to find consistent trends. So there's always going to be that vocal minority that's out there, but if people are all resonating around the same topic and they're all requesting the same thing, it's pretty easy to separate out what's just one person's opinion compared to the opinion of like the wider community as a whole.
Right, okay. So we have Street Fighter V at TwitchCon 2015. You have already announced 10 of, how many of the 12?
12 of the 16
12
characters.
of the 16. Do you have you announced your rollout plan for the last 4?
We haven't announced our rollout plan. It usually revolves around some key events. I know we've made some heavy teases towards Brazil Game Show, so definitely pay attention to what's going to go down there.
Are you a hidden character, Matsy?
I am
Matt
not,
Deasy.
I am not a hidden character.
Oh, come on.
Or at least not a hidden character that I can reveal at this point.
Okay, no hidden characters will be revealed, but obviously a huge community. We really appreciate you taking the time to stop by.
Thank you.
And the game's coming to PS4 and PC. Does it have an actual release date yet? Or
not a release date yet, but spring 2016.
Spring, right around the corner.
Yep.
There you go. Matt Deasy, thanks so much for coming by. Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.